everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday show. I'm Hammer, and I'm joined by my two favorite Wednesday show hosts, Terry D. Mathis.
Hello.
And Jen T. Maxey.
Hello.
How you doing, Jen?
I'm good. Despite the snow. Wasn't a lot. It's just
You got
another.
snow? How much snow did you get?
Enough to cover the roofs.
Oh, okay. How are you doing, Terry?
Oh yeah, not too bad. Usually I'm more tired than I currently am, so I'll take that as a win.
Well, before we get to the topics that we're not going to get to, let's get into who's in chat for tonight.
Sure. So over in Rumble we have Jack Gunsky, Blue-Eyed Scream, lots of talking. JB, Jay Blizzard joined, Keebedem joined, lots of talking. I think that's everyone. Again, if I missed you, I apologize.
Jen?
Yeah. Starting with Hammer. Hello.
Hello.
And we got a Jack. That's a really early time to end the stream, man.
Yes.
Hi, JB. I like your new icon. Is that like a face on a clippy? Because it looks like it.
Yeah.
And hi, my car. Hi, Blue-Eyed Scream. And did I say hi to you, Terry? Because I thought I did. Like, I know I have several times, but
Yes. Well, hello again, just for
just in case, just so I'm not actually being an ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you if you don't mind my asking weird questions, Terry, but do you get seasonal allergies too?
Not really. I get eczema, which is like a massive full body rash, which I'm actually suffering through at the moment. But I don't think that's seasonal. I think it's just every now and then my immune system decides to not stop liking me and cover my body with rashes, which is not fun. It is not.
I only ask because whenever it's seasonal here, I just get paranoid that it's the plants trying to kill me.
Yeah. No, I am allergic to dust, as I discovered maybe 10 years ago, maybe more than that. There was a massive dust storm in Sydney, and I went into anaphylactic shock, which was not fun.
Oof. So, last random question before we get on to actually important stuff, because like it's not often I remember.
She said important stuff.
Well, it's not often I remember these like common questions like, oh, if I were to visit Australia, should I know about stuff like this? Because I know about places in the States where if you park your car under the wrong tree, it's going to be a different color when you come out. So I'm wondering about like weird shades of dust in Australia, because I've seen like purple trees. Do they have purple dust?
We don't really, I mean, I've only seen one dust storm in my entire life. So, I mean, I don't think so, but...
Okay. Sorry. I thought I'd ask that because like that's one of those things that you don't think about until you get there, and then all of a sudden you're like, antihistamine.
No, you're fine. You don't have to apologize for asking questions.
There's a lot of people who plant a certain kind of flowering plant that has a yellow flower to the plant. So when it comes to being, middle of spring, there's a lot of places that are just covered with yellow dust.
Yep.
That makes sense. Plants, it's just like, geez. It doesn't really hurt me because my car is yellow, so it really doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
But
there you go.
And it's almost exactly the same color yellow too. It's hard to tell. But
yellow color where Blue-Eyed Scream is apparently. Okay.
The only other thing I have to deal with is the road out in front of my house is rock. It's crushed rock. So you have enough people driving up and down it. Pretty soon there's like a gray dust in the air. And that gets on cars and siding and stuff. So, but not too bad. I think I had it worse in Virginia. There was a lot more flowers because it was a more temperate climate. So all spring, summer, and most of fall, there was some kind of something in the air covering everything. So you're constantly washing down your driveway and washing your car and stuff like that.
Okay.
We get it too. Like, it's not like there's anywhere on the planet where you don't have something doing something. I just ask because you never know which plants are really special.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, plants are an outside thing. I don't go outside.
I'm lucky not to have allergies. Knock on wood. But I do have a weird thing though. Is I can't sneeze less than 4 times in a row.
Fair enough.
If I sneeze once, I just keep going because I still have to sneeze. So I keep sneezing. I haven't done less than 4 in probably 20 years. I've been up to 7 or 8.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know. It's a nose orgasm.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it.
So, yes, I've gotten weird looks from people in the public, you know. Dude. All right. We said bless you enough. Now just stop. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Achoo. So, and it's in a row too. It's like sneeze, 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 right, one after another. I think it's because I kind of sneeze partially through my mouth because my sinuses are so small and my lungs are fairly big that if I try to sneeze just through my nose, I'll blow my nose off the front of my face. Oh. So it's partially cough and sneeze at the same time. Maybe that's the reason why.
That probably is a contributing factor.
Yeah.
If you're sneezing through your mouth and there's not as much pressure to dislodge the actual irritant in your nose, so that makes sense.
Boring things about Hammer. Anyway.
There you go.
We should get back on the topic of snow because I know Terry's headed towards summer, but me and Jen are headed into winter.
Yes.
It's the other dust. So, like, depending on where you are for the winter one, if you're lucky, it's clumpy because you have the humidity. I have the dry stuff, so I sneeze from that too.
Yeah. I also have the dry stuff because I'm at elevation.
Well, I live very close to the water, so humidity abounds where I am. It is exceptionally humid.
But you never really get snow, do you?
We don't get snow because it's never cold enough for it to snow. But the heat is like, it's a very humid heat. There's like a lot of sweating will be taking place when it gets warm.
Suffocating heat.
Yeah.
Hard to breathe, that kind of stuff.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't trade for that. See, I'll complain about the snow because, yeah, it sucks getting cold, but I got layers. I'll be okay.
I'd much rather have the change of seasons that are reasonable. So when it's summer, 90 maybe. You know, when it's winter, 40-ish, something around there. So it's just too warm to snow. You know, and if one day it gets a little cold in the morning and there's a little frost and there's some snow out there, that's okay.
Yeah.
But by midday, it's melted already. You know, that's the kind of, I still want to see snow every once in a while. I still want to have a nice warm summer. And it would be nice to find a place that has a nice long spring and a nice long fall. So you only see the extremes for a month, maybe 2. Most of the time it's temperate. I guess I'm just talking California, right?
Yes.
It's basically the climate out in California. They don't get much above 80. They don't get much below 40. So.
But I mean, that sounds pretty decent. I mean, I don't know Fahrenheit super well, but I mean, I think for me, anything that's single digit Celsius is too cold, but like maybe 11 or 12 is a decent minimum, and I don't know, I could maybe go up to like 30 Celsius, which I think is what you were saying is about 90 Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit's pretty easy if you think about 32 being freezing and 100 being melting. So then it's pretty easy to hit the middle of the two. So what's halfway between 32 and 100? 60? I don't know. I'm not a math major.
Yeah. Halfway between 30 and 100 is 65.
Yeah. So Fahrenheit's actually pretty easy. I know it's weird that 32 is freezing instead of 0 being freezing, but
yes.
It could be worse. We could be talking Kelvin here.
That would be unusual.
People are like, I have no clue. 100 degrees is like 586 Kelvin or something like that. Some crazy number.
Yeah. I think Kelvin is basically the same as Celsius, except it starts from absolute zero instead of the freezing point of water.
Yeah. Minus 480 something.
Yeah, Kelvin, I don't know the number.
Absolute zero. There is no such thing as absolute zero, though. You can't attain it because you can't remove all energy from an atom.
No, but you're never going to get zero Kelvin. You're never going to get 0 Kelvin, but it's a theoretical starting point for the scale. Even if you'll never get to 0, it is what they've started the measurement from.
It's Kelvin is for measuring astronomical things. It's not meant for us human beings. It's meant for.
Well, it would be very stupid to use it to measure the weather, for instance.
Yeah, it's just too wide of a range.
Are they measuring that with bugbears? Like, is this so cold you finally freeze to death, you little fucker?
Oh, I mean, zero Kelvin. You can't, like, you literally can't move because you'd be like, there would be no ability to move because everything would be devoid of energy. This sort of idea.
Yeah, if you think 0 Celsius is cold, imagine 1,000 Celsius minus 1,000 Celsius. That's Kelvin.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't know the exact number, but yeah, it's like minus 300 and something, minus 400 and something, around that mark. Minus a few hundred Celsius is 0 Kelvin.
Imagine it being close to absolute zero. You open your door, and before you could get outside, you're frozen already.
There you
frozen
go.
Solid. That's how it just removes all the energy from everything.
Yeah. Tia says, now do the temperature of the sun in Celsius? I have no idea. I couldn't even guess what the temperature of the sun is in any measurement standard.
Well, the sun has a lot of temperatures depending on where you are when the surface temperature is not the same as the internal temperature.
That's true.
They're very wide from each other. I mean, granted, you're talking 1 million degrees and 2 million degrees, which is a wide range, but just as a reference to there is a difference between the internal temperature and the external temperature.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. It's yeah. I don't know. I'm far from an expert when it comes to astronomy, and like.
I was trying to hold back not snickering because, like, Tyr, if you stare into the sun for too long, I know it becomes a black hole sun, but that's very bad for your vision.
Yeah.
So you're saying he got too close to the sun, and that's why he's black. Okay, that's a good theory. I didn't even think of that. Now we know the cure. Now we know the cure for the problem.
Gonna remind you we're on YouTube now. Careful. Well, let's go over the topics for tonight.
Sure.
First topic is JFK.
He's back from the dead.
Russia turns over the JFK files that they had, and Polina Luna is uploading them.
Okay, I would laugh if it's like, no, zombie JFK has returned.
Arrested is Mamdani said he'll arrest Netanyahu if he visits New York City. Of course, he doesn't have the authority to do that, so it's silly.
Yeah.
Only people that could arrest Netanyahu are federal people, not state people. Stormers. Dems decided to storm Johnson's office to insist that he open the government up by accepting their terms, except that he wasn't in his office. So
they
stormed it for no reason. They're idiots. The last one is a surprise. I guess I could just name it. It is Hegseth. Hegseth turns Pentagon into the White House press room. We could probably start with that one. seeing as how it's a surprise, but he has decided that only people who sign a waiver are allowed into the Pentagon now. The waiver says you can only be in certain places. You can't roam freely the halls of the Pentagon. And of course, all the press outlets have decided that, well, they're just not going to go to the Pentagon anymore, which still solves the problem because he wants to keep leaks and problems like that from happening. So if they don't go, no leaks. Works perfectly.
That's true.
But people keep on saying, "Oh, it's a terrible thing." You know, your First Amendment, and you know, you're now feeding the American people what you want them to know, and not allowing us to go in and ask people questions ourselves. And that's basically what the White House press room does. You know, what's that? What's the name of the girl who does the White House press room? Catherine something? Huh?
No,
I can't remember.
I get them confused.
But she comes out on the podium, and all she does is tell everybody what the government wants them to know.
Yeah,
and they're like, it's never been done before. It's done every day in the White House press room. It's no different. If you're going to get information from the government as prepared by the government, they're already doing that in the press room. So it's no difference if they do it at the Pentagon.
Yeah,
it's just at least the Pentagon, they'll have things that are more referring to the Pentagon itself, as opposed to the White House, which talks mostly about the White House.
I'm
blanking
on her name. I know who it is, but I can't think of her name.
Let me ask Siri. Hey, Siri, who is the White House press secretary?
I found two, Jen Psaki and Karine Jean-Pierre.
Those are the old ones.
Yeah, that's going back a ways.
Hey, Siri, who is the current White House press secretary?
I found two, Jen Psaki.
Oh, you're a piece of shit.
Caroline Levitt is her name.
There you go. Siri's a piece of shit.
So Siri doesn't know what year it is.
No.
It's funny, you specified the current. It's like, no, it's Jen Psaki and Karine Jean-Pierre.
I wonder if 2025 would have gotten her the right one. He would have said,
maybe.
In 2025, who is the press secretary? I'm surprised they didn't come up with Kayleigh McEnany. I was like, all right.
Yeah. Go back even further.
I go for Sarah Sanders. You want to do that one? We can go back further. She might run for president this year, this upcoming presidential run, Sarah Sanders.
Okay. Is she related to Bernie? Do we need to be worried?
No, she's not related to Bernie. She's conservative. She's a governor of North Carolina. Where they? Let's try it again. Hey, Siri. Who is the governor, Sarah Sanders?
Elizabeth Huckabee Sanders, A. Huckabee, born August 13, 1982, is an American politician serving as the 47th governor of Arkansas since 2023. This is from Wikipedia.
There you go. Governor of Arkansas.
It took a while for them to get there. A lot of boring fluff before they got to the point.
Yeah, I think if you ask Grok or ChatGPT, you get a quicker answer and a correct answer.
Yes, definitely. And Johnny says Siri is into election denial. Frosted says that he really hopes that Zoran Memdoni, or whatever his name is, does try to arrest Benjamin Netanyahu. That would be very funny if he tried.
Bring Trump with him and bring about 100 federal agents and walk through the streets of New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and try to arrest him. Try. Yeah. Mom Donnie's a really dangerous person.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he gets elected as mayor or governor or whatever. I hope he gets elected.
He must be the mayor of New York, from what I've heard.
Mayor, yeah, because I just want to see him completely destroy New York and make it clear to everybody who's in college, socialism does not work. We have proof today of it.
His won't be real communism.
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter because it's just another failure. It's never
Yeah,
worked. It's
yeah,
never
but
going to work. Here's proof.
no, but the point is they'll just say that wasn't real communism and still believe that real communism would work if they ever tried it.
Yeah. But it will be on the side of the people arguing that communism doesn't work. This is just another feather in their cap.
Well, yeah, I mean, everyone knows it doesn't work except the people who can never be convinced that it won't work.
But he's a socialist, not a communist, although some of the things he wants to do are very communist. But he completely denies communism, says he's a democratic socialist like AOC.
Well, if they make that mistake, I hope they are prepared for basically white flight. Probably not just white flight. Anybody who actually runs like big businesses in New York are already basically saying they're going to go.
You can't blame them. They've been going already. They've been going for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
As soon as Trump got prosecuted for his Trump Tower being overvalued or undervalued, however you look at it, a lot of places just said, whoa, if they're going to get him for that, they could get me for that. I got to get out of here.
Yep.
For me, that would make me just a little bit happy. I mean, I would be sad for the US because, you know, at some point that's going to cost you a little bit. But for us, Mark Carney has a bunch of businesses in New York. So I really hope you do. I hope they do. Please take Mark Carney's businesses for us.
Yeah.
That's the Gray says, no, he's a Paki terrorist loving Jew hating commie. But tell us what you really think.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care if he hates Jews. I mean, there's people on all sides of the political aisle that seem to hate the Jews.
I don't have any
terrorist loving is probably a bad thing, though. Don't be too fond of terror.
He refused to condemn Hamas.
Yeah, don't do that. That's dumb. You should be willing to condemn terrorism.
Mm-hmm.
I remember
he's not Hassan Piker. He can't get away with supporting terrorism.
Hassan fucking Piker, Jesus.
Sorry, he's in everything.
No, he's in nothing. He's a little piece of shit on Twitch. He's in nothing. The rest of the world doesn't know anything about him.
He also might be the son of a Saudi prince, and that does change things a little.
Not at all.
Yeah.
I don't care who he's the son of. Still don't want having to do with him or acknowledge him in any way. But the deal here is that he was asked, I'm not sure if it was on CNN or if it was on Fox News, but he was asked, don't you think it would be a good idea if Hamas put their weapons down? And he said something along the lines of, well, New York is going to do this and New York's going to do that and New York's going to do this. Completely did not answer the question. And she asked him again. She asked him again. She says, yeah, but what about putting their weapons down? And he's like, we need peace in the Middle East. Well, you can wipe out all the Jews and have all the peace you want.
Yeah.
So what was he really saying there?
I just can't wait to see that clipped out of context. You can wipe out all the Jews. One-ton hammer 2025.
There you go. That will give you the peace that Mamdani wants.
I mean, it will.
Yeah. So that's what I think he's thinking. The reason he didn't say wipe out Hamas is because he doesn't want to wipe out Hamas.
No, he doesn't.
So, like I said, I hope he wins because it would be, I mean, Assassin of the Gray's mad because he has family there, but
they're not my family.
Well, no, I mean, I don't want to see anything happen to his family. Don't get me wrong, but hopefully they can move. But yeah, I'd like to see him just take New York, which is already 40% of what it used to be, and just drive it down to 3%, completely unlivable. No one can move in and out. Just terror crime everywhere. You can't walk in without being shot, kind of deal. Just everyone's dead. I'd love to see that happen in New York.
I don't live anywhere near New York, but yeah, I mean, I'm in favor of that.
So I think that's what will happen. He's already going to do the whole state-run grocery stores.
Oh yeah, that cannot fail. There is 0% chance of anything going wrong with that.
You know, on the other hand, maybe it works for him. Maybe he's able to use capitalism.
If people in New York like living in a communist hellhole, then, you know, power to them. They can have the hellhole that they want. And I don't know who Abby Spanberger is, but apparently she did the same shitty job of not answering the yes or no question.
Yeah, I can't remember what she's running for, but she's an older white woman. She looks like a bird. She has like a beak, really long, bent nose. Looks like Wicked Witch of the East. And she's running against a black conservative woman, and she was at the podium, and the black conservative woman was asking her questions, and she refused to answer. She just stood there and not looked at her and didn't answer, and just stood there while the other candidate was, "Don't you think about this? What about that? What about this? What about that?" And she wouldn't answer anything she said.
Ah, okay. That's not good.
Really bad. Looked really bad. Oh. But yeah, I have no real sympathy for journalists about what's happening in the Pentagon. First of all, it's media, and they're assholes. I don't really care about them. But
they've also been hostile since the get-go. Like, there's nothing about that screams, "Oh, we can be biased." No, you can't. You absolutely can't. Nothing you say has any validity. It's like somebody posted something today. It's a picture of a bunch of red dots with one that's blue. And the right-wing guy is like, "Oh, look, there's a lot of red dots." And the Democrats are like, "But there's one blue dot."
Yeah. That sounds like them. That sounds like them.
There's a picture of, I saw it on Twitter, a picture of Kamala talking to an audience, and behind her is a map of all the principalities that voted red and all the principalities that voted blue, and the map is almost entirely red.
Of course, yeah.
I thought that was hilarious because it didn't say anything really. It just showed her and the principalities behind her, the districts behind her. So it was like, why are you on stage? Why are you talking? Abby Spanberger is running for governor of Virginia against Winsome Sears. Yeah, that's who that is. Winsome Sears is the black lady. She really did a great job about, because she talked to Abby like she was a human being. She says, "Abby, don't you want to do this? Abby, what do you?" She called her by her first name, and Abby was just like, "Don't talk to me, black person."
Yeah. I gotta say though, Winsome is a terrible name. She should change that.
Interesting first name. When was the last time you heard someone called Winsome in a first name?
Yeah, never. She should change it.
I mean, there are certainly worse first names to have.
Yeah, but I think at least change it to Winnie. Like, at least that sounds a bit more normal.
Well, that would be that would be like if your name is Dave or David. I mean, yeah, you could say Dave, but you might actually be known as Winnie. I don't know.
Yeah, call yourself Winnie rather than Winsome, because Winsome sounds stupid.
Well, she's a conservative black person, so
yeah, then she can be a conservative black person with a better name.
Well, that would be something a conservative black person would do, is they would do their entire first name like Winsome instead of saying Winnie. Winnie is too casual for a conservative. It's too casual for a conservative.
She should not. She should either change her name or go by Winnie.
Assassin says she's from Jamaica.
Well,
Mon.
That's fine. She can be a Jamaican with a better name then.
Yeah. I wonder if that's a bigger name in Jamaica than it is. You know, that area, Jamaica, Brazil, and stuff like that. I wonder if Winsome is a more common name there.
Maybe Winsome is the Jamaican Sally. I don't know.
I go by my full first name. You know, if my name was
the One-Ton Hammer,
Robert, I don't ever go by Bobby or Bob. I always go by Robert.
Right.
To think, what are the different versions of Robert?
Yeah,
Bob.
Robbie.
Bobby. Yeah, I couldn't think.
I obviously just go by Terry. Like, it would be weird if someone called me Terrence. Wonder what was wrong with them.
I mean, if you're getting a degree or something like that, you know, you're being called up on stage to get your degree from college or something like that, I can see them using that.
Yeah. Like,
formal.
but I mean, in day-to-day life, it would be extremely weird to call me by my full name.
Yeah, people ask me what my first name is, and I tell them I prefer the entire first name. I never really liked a name that ends with a Y, so I don't like Bobby or Robbie. It sounds like something a little kid would have.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like a grown-up name.
You just reminded me of something that there's a VTuber by the name of Leaflet, and she refers to her mother as Mummy, and it's so weird. Like she's a full-grown adult, and she says "Mummy, Mummy," like when she wants to show something to her mother.
America just doesn't want to grow up.
I guess not, but it's just maybe it's an Asian thing because she is like Japanese American. Maybe in Japan it's more. Maybe it's more normal in Japan, but it is so weird to hear her like call her mother over because she wants to show her something. It's like, "Mummy, Mummy, look at this!" And it's like, "Are you 5? What's wrong with you?"
That's very funny. Yeah, poll is out.
And
we have
Frosted says that he'd never be able to call me Terrence without doing a South Park Canadian accent. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. So South Park Terrence doesn't have 2 R's in his name. I believe he's just TERENCE, which is the wrong spelling. The correct spelling has 2 R's.
See, I've been hanging out with too many history buffs. If it was me, I would put you in the background for like Ivan the Terrible. And be like, the reason he was called Terrible was because, you know, Terry used to hang out with him a lot and, you know,
there you go.
Caused all the problems.
Yeah, when I was at school, I went to a Catholic school, and the priest's name was Father Terry Bull. And that is just the most unfortunate name I can think of because his name is terrible. And
at least that's accurate. It really is terrible.
Yeah, I would have been like 8 or 9 years old, and it's like the funniest thing in the world to 8-year-old Terry was that the priest's name was Terry Bull.
There was a guy who lives 2 houses down my house when I was growing up when I was a little kid. His name was Tom Thomas. I was like, what are you doing, man? The only name you don't want to pick is Tom.
And Terry's saying that the correct spelling of Terrence has 1 R. Well, it's not my fault your cousin is stupid and spells his name wrong. I didn't make him do that. And oh god, DuckDog is listed like a dozen different versions of Robert. Some of them you should never use. Don't ever call yourself Birdie.
Or
if your
Tito.
name is Robert.
You're not allowed to use Tito unless you're a Jackson.
Even then.
We have a good fight going on Music Poll.
Oh, okay. I haven't checked. Oh yeah, okay. It's a 3-way tie for second place.
It's been a 3-way tie off and on through the entire process.
Cool.
Second place. So I'm interested to see if anything moves past first place.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. It's
again, I like all 4 of these songs, so I have no preference.
Well, I mean, you picked them. I would hope so. Yeah. But I'm surprised at the one that's winning. I wouldn't have picked that one as the winner, but there you go. It's even further in the lead now.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with all 4 songs. I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that particular one to take the lead and win.
If you come out to the 8:30 show on Rumble, you'll actually hear these songs, so that you can remember how they go. It'll give you a better idea. It'll make them fresh in your mind, so you can vote on them more accurately.
Yeah.
Please like and subscribe. All right. So we talked enough about headsets in the Pentagon. Then which one do you want to talk about?
I'm not sure, because with JFK, I think the only reason they talk about him is because they hate the fact that the guy sounds like he needs a voice box. You know, but like when I, think about the overall of his health, he's still running circles around these people bitching about his voice box. So I'm like, okay,
Are you
I don't
thinking
know
of
about that
RFK?
one. Is that what it is? Okay, I might have been, but yeah, JFK.
RFK is the one who's the current Make America Healthy again. Yeah. JFK was killed by John Wilkes Booth.
Yeah, a lot of people in his family. Yeah.
Allegedly, there's plenty of conspiracy theories about alternative causes of JFK's death.
That's what I'm interested to see what this Russia thing is, because it's 300 pages, and they turned over what information they had about it, how much information Russia could.
I would laugh if they blame it on Zelensky. I hope that Russia blamed it on Zelensky. That would be awesome.
He wasn't even alive.
No,
that's why it would be funny.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, they turned over, hand couriered it, put it in Anna Paulina Luna's hands, and she's uploading it. I don't know where she's uploading it to, but
that would be awesome. In a bid to get more support, like to turn American favor against the Ukrainians. Vladimir Zelensky, he killed JFK. You should support Russia in the war now.
There's a person on Twitter that I follow, Mary Tiles, Texas. You heard of her?
No.
She's a really cute blonde. She is a contractor, and her job is tile. So
okay.
If you want to tile your bathroom, you contact her. She comes out, she tiles your bathroom for you. And she's maybe 110 pounds, blonde, pretty. And her whole thing is the reason she's on Twitter at all. And she's a fan of Elon and stuff like that. She's on the conservative side, I guess you could say, or at least leans that way. But her whole thing is to promote the trades, because she believes, like Charlie did, that college is a scam.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Because if you want to make money in a year and make $100,000 after being out of school for a year, become an electrician. Become a tradesman of any kind, plumber, whatever you want to do. You pick one, and in a year, maybe 2 tops, you'll be making $100K a year.
Yeah.
And she's not kidding, because I've had to have plumbers and electricians come into my house, and it was tough on my pocketbook, I'll tell you.
Of course, yeah. It's a skill that not a lot of people have, so they can charge more if they manage to acquire those skills.
To be honest, she's not wrong. The more you fill in those slots, the more they keep their position, because there's a lot of trades that are no longer pushed anymore because they'll just source people from out of the country to fill in those spots. Like one of the first ones I think of is like meat departments. Meat departments used to pay pretty good. Like not great, but like
meat departments.
Mm-hmm.
Mean like in grocery stores?
If you're deli, like flat out meat departments. They used to be able to
would you consider a deli worker a tradesman?
Yes, if you're talking about the guy who has to cut up the meat for you, yes. Like if you're bringing in a cow and he's slicing it all up and he's getting you your roasts and he's
that would be a butcher as opposed to a deli worker.
But that's still like deli and meat department. Depends on where you're at. Sometimes they have crossover because you're still handling meat and you're handling with slicers. They end up being a separate department.
I wonder if you have to get any kind of certificates or anything like that for that kind of job. Or can they just take some 16-year-old and say, here, cut this chicken for me?
There is a trade to it for like meat department. There is. Like Blue Eyed Scream, like the certified ones get a heck of a lot more because they're more trained in like the body parts themselves. So they get better cuts. Like they know a little bit better about like what are you actually trying to go for from this cow. Especially if you're wanting to do something like a rib roast, you know, like the one where they have to bend the ribs to form a ring.
Maybe I'm getting them confused. The difference from, at least in the States, you have people who are butchers. They take the side of beef and they cut it down into steaks, and then they hand it off to a guy and he packages them, puts them out. On the other hand, we have deli workers, which just, they take meat that's already been cut by a butcher. They take it and they run it across a slicer and put it in a package and hand it to you.
So one actually does require a certificate, but the difference is that because they're both handling meat, they're a separate department. Like it's automatically in a different section when it comes to like how a store is going to run. Financially, like if you work meat department or deli and say you cross over into any other department, it's a whole other thing. Same as vice versa. You can't just cross over into theirs. The different
handling meat in 2 weeks, it'll be No Nut November, so you'll have to stop doing that.
So yeah, deli does do just simple slicing, but like you can upgrade from deli to meat department. Like if you take on I can't remember, I think it's called a journeyman's, basically. You can do it through meat department. You are still better getting a certified like certificate, but it is a way to go about getting one is through the journeyman.
Well, so I guess if you move up to butcher, that would be something, but I just looked it up under Google and it says no formal credentials are required for most deli worker jobs, though a high school diploma is often preferred. The most important credentials often a food handler's card, which may be required by law or by the employer and can be obtained through a short training course. On-the-job training is also very common.
Yeah, like I have been saying since the get-go, they are still different, but when you're talking about how they're run in the store, like they're just a separate department. But like you can have a guy from the meat department actually run a day through the deli.
This has got to be a Canadian thing as opposed to America thing, because there is no separate department. The butcher and the deli crew all work in the same area. At least down here they do.
They do, but it's still a separate department. Like it's same department, same section department, different department. Because their equipment, we can't mix. You can't mix equipment. Like you really can't. Like they'll usually put something in between, just specifically to keep their equipment separate. Like the odd old store might have like a meat department that leads into deli, but they really don't like doing that because it causes problems with your pipes.
I don't think they even share the same equipment. A butcher uses a butcher knife. A deli worker uses a slicer and dicer. I can't see how they would even share the same equipment.
Well, for one thing, a meat department does use a slicer. They have bigger ones actually. They have smaller ones. They have.
Oh yeah, I guess if they're gonna cut a steak, right?
Well, they'll get like a whole shoulder, so they'll have bandsaws.
Is that what it is, or is it a circular saw?
I don't know. Like I just
don't know either.
But they have a bigger one, and then they do have smaller ones. It really depends on what they're cutting. But yeah, they have the knives. Like they've got big knives, small knives.
It probably is a bandsaw, considering how big these pieces of meat are. It would almost have to be a bandsaw. A circular saw would be too small unless it's really big one.
Well, speaking of bands, the music poll has a very definite winner, so that is good to see.
Do we want to call it? How many people have?
I don't think first place is going to get overtaken at this point.
Duck Dog has it right. It's bandsaws.
There you go.
Well, I don't think saws should be banned. I think they're
But no, I had people from the meat department that would cover shifts in the deli because their equipment is similar enough. It's just they can't wear, obviously they have a different uniform when they do that. They just borrow one. Because you just don't want to mix biohazards.
Right.
I couldn't do it in reverse. Like if they needed someone to package something, I could have done that. I wouldn't have touched the bandsaws. Knives, yes, I could cut up a roast. But I'm not certified for it either. Like there were people that I knew just learned how to be a butcher through working in their way up.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where that's maybe different here. Like I don't know if you guys have, like, you do have journeymen, so you know that doesn't mean that you're not still supposed to get certified. It's just that your method of learning how to do it is just different.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Canadians and Americans do a lot of things differently. I mean, we both share a language, but we do a lot of things differently. So I don't think anywhere in America you're going to find bagged milk. I don't think that exists here.
Well, do you have milk in boxes?
Yes.
Then it's in a bag.
Almost exclusively in boxes. Sometimes it's in plastic, but most of the time it's in boxes, at least for a gallon.
So it's still in a bag.
Well, the inside is lined. The inside is not lined with plastic. It's not in a bag. It's actually lined with with wax. So it's just paper and wax. There's no bag inside of our box.
Yeah, we haven't done the cartons in a while. I think it was just, yeah. Like you can still get cartons. It's just people recycle the plastic ones more because they get more money out of it, and usually a big 4-liter lasts families longer.
You guys actually recycle?
Mm-hmm. We get money back if we recycle bottles, not just for beer.
Yeah, for bottles. But what about plastic? Like a gallon of milk in a plastic container. Do you get money back for that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Juice boxes and the 4-liter jugs.
Not here. You can put plastics in a bin, and they'll supposedly take it to a separate part of the landfill, or burn it or whatever. They'll separate it out and do something different with it than the regular trash. But sometimes I wonder, because like I'll go to the hospital for an appointment or something like that, and there'll be a trash can with multiple openings in it, and they'll say this one's for trash, this one's for bottles, this one's for plastic, and you walk up to throw something away, and they all go into the same bin.
Yeah.
There's just 3 different holes to all go into the same big plastic bag. It's like you're not really recycling if you're doing that.
So I do have to clarify, Canada is similar to the US. State to state, things are different. Alberta does that with the exchange for money. I don't know how many other provinces do that. Some might. I know Ontario does it for like beer cans and bottles.
Yeah, aluminum, glass.
That kind of stuff. For us, it's just there's 2 reasons for it. Like if it's something that they can reuse, yeah, obviously they reuse it. It keeps the streets clean. It keeps your city clean. 100% it does. Like we have, like if you go to my city and you sit there and just try to look for bottles, you will find some, obviously, but it's hard. You're looking for Waldo because so many street people pick them up and then exchange it for cash.
Recyclables here in Pennsylvania it has a separate bin just for recyclables, and it's plastic, glass, and cardboard. Kind of an unlikely threesome there. Cardboard?
To a certain extent, you can recycle cardboard. I mean, obviously, it has a limit on how often you can do it, but you can certainly recycle it. But at the very least, you can find other uses for it.
I have seen food containers that say on the outside that the container was made from 100% recycled material. So, yeah.
I mean, it is a plant fiber. It is technically from a tree. So, I mean, it's not dirty. I just, when I judge a lot of it, it's stuff like, yeah, we went from bags to jugs and to cartons. And I'm like, I miss the glass. I wish they'd go back to glass. Glass was nice.
Well, Trump says that he wants Coke to be made of sugar again.
I was so
And-
hoping you were going to say cocaine.
And if that happens, I don't know if he signed an executive order or if it was just something he was mulling around, but if it actually happens, I wonder if they're going to go back to glass bottles or not. Because right now, if you want to get Coke with sugar, you have to get them from Mexico, and they come in glass bottles.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we have sugar Coke in Australia. I did not like the corn syrup Coke. I went to America once and I tried it. No, it's awful. I don't know how you people drink it. Sugar Coke is the way.
Well, I've never had quote unquote Mexican Coke, so I don't know what sugar Coke tastes like. But I'm not a Coke drinker anyway.
Yeah.
I'm more into fruit drinks and stuff like that. I don't really like. I prefer tea above everything else. So, iced tea. Only thing I can drink when it comes to a liquid that's hot is tea. I can't really, even soups I have a hard time with. I can get them down, but it just never is a pleasant experience. I just don't like warm fluids. It just doesn't make it just. It is.
If you had to pick between two, though, would you rather do like a creamy one or like a broth?
Soup? Ooh,
for ones like, I mean, you're struggling either way, but like, because
it's a tough question. I think I would prefer cream of potato.
Okay.
Because I'm Irish, kind of fits. But I know I do have in my pantry at least 2 chicken noodles, and I think I have 2 Campbell, like vegetable and beef, that kind of stuff. I know I have those in my pantry, but
soup isn't for everybody. Like I have to really crave it. Otherwise, it's just not really high on my list. I kind of I can't afford the food I'd like, so I just go with what I can make do with.
I mean, soup's okay. It's never going to be my first choice, but I mean, I don't have a problem with it. If I like go home go visit my family and they happen to serve soup, I'm happy to eat it. It's just I would never order it if I'm getting like home delivery.
Well, we also live in an area where it's mostly warm. Soups are really handy when it's cold outside. You come in from the cold, have a nice bowl of warm soup.
Yeah, I just have a
it
cup
warms
of tea.
you up. Yeah.
I could see myself enjoying the experience of like a proper ramen, like at a ramen house. But it's because they do a lot more with their soup than just obviously broth and noodles. It's all the other toppings. Like I looked into like all the things they have to do to make those separate toppings. I'm like, yeah, that's why people go. They want the pork ring thing. They want the egg. They want, sometimes they put like a little piece of cheese. It's all those little extra things that makes it like, okay, I understand that as a dish. And then recreating it, having somebody else do that bullshit. Yeah, that's nice too.
Our ramen here is terrible, especially if you go to the grocery store to get it in a little a small package. Individual soups, because it's just basically 6 teaspoons of salt and some noodles and some water. It's just terrible.
Yeah. And like food coloring.
You just sold me. I like salt. Salt is good, so I'm happy to try that.
Sometimes I go down the Asian aisle specifically for that reason, because their basic broths are a little bit better. Like they are using,
Just to be clear, like ramen is basically just the sort of instant soup, the sort of powder that you just add boiling water to, and then
cup of soup.
Yeah, it's just that's the Japanese name for it, and I just stick to that because most of the Asian countries have their own version of a ramen.
Yeah. It's just I just heard people talk about it a lot, and it's just like, from what I can gather, it's just like instant soup.
Let me put it to you this way, Terry. The only reason you want to know about the Korean brands is because they tend to be 10 times more spicy. That's not to say Japanese don't have spicy. They do. But the Korean ones are the ones where you question the holes in your stomach after.
Yeah.
I
don't need it to be particularly spicy. But yeah, I can get sort of like instant soup if I go to the supermarket. I just don't call it ramen. It's just like a cup of soup, as Hammer said.
Yeah, it's just a cup. You pour some water in, put in the microwave. You're done.
I do have a few from Korea that I figured out aren't as spicy. There's been a few where I learned the hard way.
We don't even have that here. If you try to go to ramen, you're going to get regular Japanese ramen. That's all there's available. There is no Korean here, unless you go like to a specialty store, like an import store.
You'd be
But
surprised.
if you go down to Weiss, or you go down to Giant or Pathmark or any of the big stores, Whole Foods,
Is
Aldi's,
it all like seppuku or something, or?
it is, how do I explain it? It's basically all same thing. You can't get any variation from it. You can get like shrimp or chicken or, you know, like that, beef.
Yeah.
But if you try to get it, the shelf has nothing but one brand on it. There is nothing else. And you might find somebody who has, find somebody who has cup of soup, which is a different brand than ramen.
Yes.
So just to give you heads up, I don't think he'd ever do it because he's not that weird. But Cryptic will try to send you a box full of random ramen, like a variety pack of like.
See, I remember when I was a little kid, there was nobody makes soup in a cup like Continental cup of soup. So all this time they were selling ramen. That's what I've just learned.
For the record, not all of it is MSG. A lot of it is, you know, he's not going to lie to you about that. But some of it's really just like, yeah, this had like black garlic oil on it.
Send some fruit to Satsu and ended up stinking up his entire house.
Oh yeah, the durian fruit of joy that I vowed not to talk about as much because Satsu's like, yeah, I remember that. So does my wife. It wasn't his fault. I mean, it was because he sent it, but he paid a lot of money for them to hold it in fridge, and they didn't.
Oh God, okay.
So I feel for him. Like every time he does a gesture that yes is weird and extreme.
Yeah. No, fortunately, as far as I'm aware, no one knows my address, so they can't send me random weird foods that stink up my house.
Which is even worse for him because, like, being from Australia, it's not that you have durian fruit. It's just it's probably easier to get it to your neck of the woods without it being like.
Well, customs is very, very strict on any incoming fruits, so it would need to be very, very carefully examined before they would allow it into the country. Quarantine is one thing that Australia takes very, very seriously when it comes to foreign foods.
I mean, I could still see that being true, but you have such a big Asian community. I could still see them finding a way.
No, but there used to be a TV show. I forget what it was called, but it was basically just the customs of the airport, and it's like all these Asians trying to smuggle their particular fish or fruit or something, and they're like, "No, you can't bring this into the country," and then they have to throw it out, and it's like that was the show. It's like all the Asians getting very angry that all their food is being thrown out because they're not allowed to bring it into the country.
It should be pretty clear that if you're coming in from a foreign country, that you're going to have to go through customs. Any country is going to force you to go through customs.
Yes. But our quarantine is especially strict because we're so isolated. Any kind of new disease would just run rampant and like destroy crops and shit like that. It's not like, Europe where it's a bunch of different countries all next to each other. This is like Australia and then ocean for miles and miles and miles. So we're very, very isolated. So any foreign substance, like whether it's fruit or like the bugs that are brought in on them, could just like destroy stuff very, very badly. So we do have to be careful.
There was a Japanese vine that made it into the United States in a plant, and it got loose in the countryside, and it covers trees. It covers not only their trunks but their leaves.
Oof.
So it kills the tree.
I'll bet it does.
It's a vine, so it just keeps growing everywhere.
If it's a vine, that means it's only 6 seconds long, so that's fine.
You could see, you know, driving down the Pennsylvania Turnpike, you can see areas that are just, it's just all over the place. It just seems to like our climate. So it's very well suited, and it just finds a tree and gets all over it and then kills it. And then it finds another tree and gets over that one and kills that one too. So
there you go. Don't introduce that into your country then next time.
it's not the only thing. We've had fish come into our country that are eating our other fish too. That's been a problem.
Yeah, the river bogs.
It's generally a bad idea to introduce foreign species into an established ecosystem.
We can't even do that. Like there are spaces up here in Canada where if you were to introduce something from the south, it's just enough damage where you're like, shit, that's going to be 30 years of fixing.
Yeah. If you can,
just,
even you can get to the point where you can fix it, because some of this gets out of hand. You can't really stop it.
Yeah, I mean, Dr. mentioned the cane toads in Australia. Yeah, I mean, we brought the cane toads in because they ate the flies that used to eat all the cane sugar. And then now there's like an epidemic of cane toads in Queensland because they would breed out of control, and they would eat more than just the things that they wanted them to eat, and caused way more problems than the original flies were.
They don't have a predator.
Exactly.
Well, it's kind of like the dingoes. Like you have to put up with the dingoes now because they've replaced a niche, but that's the problem. They've replaced a niche.
Well, you just make sure that you keep your babies away from them. That's fine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And apparently other problems, but I'm not going to mention that because that was the sugar tits video, and you guys should go watch it.
that was a video and a half. That one.
I miss sugar tits.
Yeah, but we have hit our time, so we should probably start wrapping it up.
Yeah, unless you guys have something else.
No, I'm good.
No, I'm good.
Let's go ahead and get out of here. A little Def Leppard.
Yeah.
Thanks, fam, as always, for chatting with us tonight. If you can't wait for the next Wednesday show, remember the Minions are live every evening except Thursday, with most shows starting around 11:30 p.m. Eastern, 6 days a week. Hosts and start times are linked in the description down below. Don't forget about the normal pre-show. That stream will start generally about half an hour before YouTube. We will be back next Wednesday at 9 p.m. as usual. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, and we'll see you again next week. Have a great night, everybody.
Have a good night, guys.